there, and welcome to the Modern Day Mirror podcast. We're reviving the lost art of storytelling with true stories from listeners just like you. We're here for the humor, nostalgia, the lessons, and to reflect each other's light as modern day mirrors. Hi there, folks. This is your host, Cecilia, and today's story has me reflecting on my childhood as a military dependent. I got used to traveling every few years growing up. We were either moving to a new duty station or flying home to visit family. My very first flight, I'm told, was to the Philippines as an infant, but I obviously have no memory of that trip, and I can't recall the age or occasion when I first understood the ins and outs of airplane travel. On this week's episode of Modern Day Mirror, we get to revisit the thrill of flying through the eyes of Jasen, who hopped on a plane for the very first time at 30 years old. His story starts earlier this year when he married his longtime girlfriend. Let's take a listen.
So we got married at the beginning of this year, which was beautiful. Everything went well. We had a photographer. We were super to ourselves introverted. So that being said, we kind of had previously made the agreement to do just a small wedding and have it done at the courthouse.
So many people are saying that that's the way to go now.
Yeah, I've even heard people who said they've done otherwise say they wish they would have done it the other way. So but yeah, the wedding was beautiful. Afterwards, we kind of did a little celebration. Her mom treated us to set us up in a hotel, so that was cool. We kind of got to decompress and reflect on the day and everything, which was really good.
I love that you guys were able to make the celebration what you wanted it to be.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of being bombarded with the guilt or feeling like you have to do it another different way.
Yeah.
So we ended up having a dinner where we invited close friends and family, and we had the dinner at her mom's house, at her parents' house, which turned out really well. Again, we're really to ourselves, so we kept that same energy and just kept it a small invite list. So there was not that many people, but it was immediate family, so it was everybody that we closely associate with. So it made the experience more, that much more meaningful, I feel like. So
yeah,
that was really cool.
It sounds like it. Yeah. And so did you guys take a honeymoon?
And we ended up taking a trip to San Diego.
San Diego? Had you been to San Diego before?
No, that's my first time ever going. So I've never really been out of California. So that was really my first time being anywhere else, to be honest. Aside from the Bay, close 2-hour drives and stuff like that, with nowhere distance like that, across. That's SoCal, so that's a whole nother part of the map. So I've never been anywhere else like that. So that was big for me. Even though it wasn't big deal, but it was kind of a big deal for me because I haven't been able to experience that yet. So that was cool. And to be able to experience it with my wife, that was even better,
So you and your wife hadn't taken a flight together before that?
Oh, no. She had previously taken her own. She's been on flights a lot of times, but I haven't been on a plane before, so that was my first time experiencing the whole thing. That's another thing too, because honestly, even though I'm from Sacramento, I've never been to the airport here, so that was my first time walking through the terminals, walking up the escalators, everything. I have never been.
So I saw an article or something recently that said Sacramento International Airport is ranked as one of the best in the nation.
I saw something about that too.
What was your
my experience was great. Yeah, it was awesome. Honestly, it was. I really wanted. A big part of me wanted to take my phone out and kind of just dead ass, just have my phone out. Yeah. Little corner we turn. But at the same time, I was trying to play it cool. And it was funny because as soon as we walked out and I saw the big bunny, they have a big I don't know what you want to call it,
like a sculpture.
Yeah. Bunny in the sky, and I wanted to take a picture of it. And as soon as I took my phone out, I kind of got like a little schoolgirl moment. Oh my god! And then one of the clerks kind of walked by and kind of saw me and was like, what is he doing?
I can totally relate to that. Those moments where like you want to capture it, but you're just feeling a little.
Yeah, and then she was just, my wife was just walking, just like nonchalant, just like, we're here. So like, oh my God, we're here.
Well, I'm sure you'll have plenty more experiences to go back and take pictures of that bunny.
Yeah,
So
I can't wait. Yeah, so it was awesome. Walking through was good, and the security was different because I didn't know what to expect. My wife was trying to keep me calm the whole time leading up to it, saying like, this is what to expect. Have this ready to try to make it quicker for us. Try to make it less stressful.
Yeah,
which did help because I did have things ready, which I wouldn't have had otherwise. But I feel like I was just being impatient. So a big part of me was kind of trying to reassure myself that we were just like at a checkpoint and it wasn't going to be forever. So
yeah.
I was just like, chill out, dude. It's like 5 more minutes, we out of here. It's good. So I was just trying to tell myself it was okay. So.
I'm getting the sense that leading up to this first trip that you may have been experiencing some anxiety. Is that true?
Oh, hell yeah. I had super anxiety. Well, in my head anyway, not so much like emotionally, but like in my head, I was playing it around in my head a lot and thinking about like what it would actually be like going into the plane. Because mind you, I had never boarded a plane, never seen what it was like boarding a plane, never seen the experience. So I've seen movies, and everybody's seen movies and what it looks like on TV and YouTube and shit, but I've never seen it in person. So definitely a whole different experience in person, completely different experience. And then we get to see the planes leaving and coming. That was kind of cool. So
yeah.
That was really cool. And the whole time, mind you, she was just nonchalant on her phone, like, oh, this ain't shit. Like, I've seen this before. But to me, it was like, I was just like a kid in a candy store, like, oh my God.
Okay, I'm so enjoying experiencing this through your eyes because I've also taken planes quite a few times, and you kind of get numb to the magic of it all. The fact that in a matter of hours, you'll be transported to a completely different place with no effort at all, right?
Yeah. Not only was she acting like that, other people coming off of the planes were like that too. Like they were just super like walking through, super nonchalant, like. Yes.
I actually love airports. I love people watching. Yeah. I love the new sights and sounds. How was takeoff? Because when I was younger and flying for the first time, takeoff and landing was always a bit scary for me.
I remember I sat by the window because she recommended that would be a good idea since it was my first time, so I could see outside and everything. It was cool. And I got there and I just kind of sat down and I was just like looking around, taking everything in, because this is like my first time being on the plane and everything. Mm-hmm. So, and before the plane took off, I kind of like started to get like a little bubble guts a little bit. But then she was like, "There's gonna be like some turbulence, like things to expect when the plane starts up and like the motions and all that." So once we got past like the little rumbles and whatnot. I got like a little more comfortable, but once I saw we were actually taking off and you can see you're in the sky, my heart definitely dropped a little bit for like a few moments, and I kind of just like stopped looking outside, look forward for a moment, and kind of just like try to play it as if I was her, kind of in my head, kind of like okay.
Borrow a little her energy.
Yeah, like try to play it like cool, nonchalantly, like you like. Pretend you're bro over there, and you do this all the time. He has his foot on his lap. He's chilling. Like, pretend you're him. So I was like just trying to play it cool.
Yeah.
But it was a little weird feeling the different motions in your the feelings in your stomach and everything. So, but I feel like I don't know. Maybe that's the thing that comes with the first few flights. I don't know. So
yeah.
I feel like maybe after like the third flight, you probably shake that off, and it's probably like a normal thing.
For sure. Our nervous systems are wired to protect us, right? So anytime we're trying something new, I think it's totally normal to have that rush of, like your body's kind of freaking out, like what's going on here?
I was like thinking like, damn, I wonder in my head, like, I wonder if I'm the only first timer on the, because I feel like I was kind of looking around, looking at everybody's reaction.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody was like this, either in their phone or legit like just sleep or like closing their eyes, chilling. Like not tripping off nothing.
Yeah.
And I was just like, are we good? Like, like I said, once we got past the rumble that comes with the plane taking off, and we got actually in the sky and we were airborne, it was way better than I expected. Way better. So once we got to that point, and I told myself that, it was cool. It was the rest of the flight was just like, there was some turbulence here and there, but like not really nothing crazy.
So how was the flight back from San Diego back to Sacramento?
The one back was way better. I feel like it was way less bubble guts going on.
Yeah.
So I feel like that was good. Like I was proud of myself, kind of like, okay, we're getting somewhere. But at the same time, it was different time of day too. So I was definitely out the window more, looking at the sky more. I remember I kept tapping my wife on the shoulder, like, look, and she was just like, yeah, it's clouds. Like, yeah, it was cool. I thought flying the first time was going to be super scary, but it ended up being chill and really comforting. And I feel like I grew from the experience because I went into the experience thinking it was going to be like bubble guts the entire ride. And it was the opposite. So I was being a little wimp the whole time about it.
You're being a little wimp or brave for putting yourself out there and trying something new?
Both.
Big thank you to Jasen for hopping on the pod to share his story. You are going to want to check out the podcast show notes. That is where you're going to find Jasen's social media handle, a link to the Modern Day Mirror Instagram where you can see photos from his trip to San Diego, as well as more information on how you can be our next guest on the podcast. Thanks also to listeners for hanging in there despite some unexpected background noise this episode. On this pod, we're making space for people to show up imperfectly, and that extends to the host and production as we work on improving our craft. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave us a rating, subscribe, and share it with a friend. Thanks so much for being here.